Hello and welcome, family, to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all family, all your ways, and that you're moving into living life truly on your own terms. There's so much happening across the world. I think they were saying it's snowing in South Africa. Okay, special shout out to the wind. Always a pleasure to be here with the ancestors, to know that they are always around me, and to all our spiritual teams that bring us together in this space and time to kind of commune on the messages that they bring and just on everything that's happening. Remember, we don't cover all the news anymore, but we cover certain events that point to the pattern or act as kind of a highlight or a signature of the seasons and times we're in. If you've been following the weather in any way, then you know that, there's crazy weather happening across the world. I've actually done a show on it. Mama Earth is cleaning herself. She's cleansing herself, and so much is happening. And she's also now, what I felt is when I read this story, is she's actually even withdrawing herself in certain aspects. But before I get into that, I've received several emails from people who wanted to know if I was affiliated with this group that's coming to Kenya. No, I'm not. And I don't recommend traveling to Africa with people who don't know about Africa. If I was to travel to Africa as an African American brother or sister, the one person who I'd probably trust to do it with is Search for Uhuru. He has such a love for West Africa. If I was to ever go to West Africa, I'd love to join one of his tours. But there's no one else that I'm affiliated with, especially those that are jabbed up. No connection. No connection. No, we're not even in the same vibration. So please, and if you're in that group, you can't come. I'm not going to meet you while you're here and stuff like that. Just to the few ladies who emailed me, in case there's any kind of thing that's going in the wind that we're connected. No, I'm not connected to anyone, especially, come on, guys. I was even like, when I got that email, I was like, can't you see we're on different mission? Anyway, stories for other days. If you know, you know. But back to the matter at hand. So family, something really happened, weird, strange happened a couple of days ago in this river. It's like a 400-kilometer river. It's called Oder River, and it's between Germany and Poland, where the fish all of a sudden just started dying. I think they noticed an anomaly all the way back in July, but they didn't know what was up. But all of a sudden, they literally woke up one morning and over 100 tons of fish were dead. And so they had to pull, can you imagine the smell? So they had to pull all these dead fish out of the river. And at first, they even thought it was like some kind of attack, like military attack on them, because this is a major food source. But now the Polish scientists, like a couple of days later, they're saying that it's golden algae. Golden. Or algae, whatever you call it. But I was quite golden. If you know, you know, golden age things. And what I actually found really interesting about this is, okay, first of all, there was a lot of bickering between the Polish and the Germans, because the Polish didn't tell the Germans what was going on, and then the Germans kind of found out from one of their own fishermen, and so they were accusing each other of having poisoned these rivers. But I found really interesting is some Poles actually held marches of mourning for the poisoned Oder River, where they walked down the streets in black and they tried to like honor Mama Earth and everything. And I found that quite strange. Like, people know what's up. Even Babylonians know what's up. They feel like something's off. So they were trying to do this like demonstration or like literally like a funeral for the 100 tons of fish. And I found that very interesting. It's like even they know something's off. They know it has to do with Mama Earth, because there's a thick veil on so many people's eyes that they don't see the major spiritual warfare that's going on, and the fact that Mama Earth is getting ready to eject some people. And what I felt from this is that for so long, because then now they're saying, I think even the German scientists were trying to say that when they looked at it, it's probably because of the industrial chemicals that have been dumped into the river for so long, and all of a sudden it reached like a tipping point, or the river stopped absorbing. And that's what I felt, that Mama Earth has just said, For so long, she's cleaned our poisons, cleaned our whatever's in the rivers, and now she's like, no more, I'm done. And that's what I felt. And I also found it very interesting that they tried to do like some kind of march or like for Mama Earth. Too little, too late, man. And of course, they're talking about climate change, etc., etc. But Babylon is spooked at what's going on. After crazy droughts, now they're going through flash floods, family. That's why I was saying go beyond the news and look at some of those alternative voices. The ones that focus like on the crazy weather that's happening around the world. And there's so many anomalies and weird things happening, family. So many. But what I felt is for so long, Mama Earth used to just purify. The river would purify itself. But now it's done. And what if it's because like there's a certain consciousness or that world is rising now. Mama Earth is rising and she's leaving like her waste world behind. I recently did a show where I was talking about how the consciousness of the Mzungu matrix cannot handle the world, and that's why we're seeing extinction and all these things manifesting, because they don't have the consciousness, the diversity and expansiveness in consciousness to hold such a rich world with billions and billions and billions of life, plant life, astral life, water life that we don't even know about. Their consciousness just can't hold it. And so I really felt like it's a separation. And they know it's going to become a wasteland. They know Babylon is going to become a wasteland, family. That's why they've been preparing the minds of the people and grooming the minds of these people with these apocalyptic movies where all you see is like Babylon is dead. There's not a tree, there's nothing. Everything is black and gray and just, dead, literally. No life, no nothing. And it's almost like because they can't create, they had to destroy to create. And they couldn't control that lust for they couldn't control that. They kept borrowing in order to build their own world that generates nothing but just even has to survive on the blood of others. And now that time is up. Literally, that's all. Like that supply has been cut off. That time is off. The miracle, the goddess Mama Earth is no longer going to be just you dump poison in her river and she cleans it up. And this has actually been a massive wake-up call. It caused a lot of like shock and unease. Nothing like this has ever been seen. They're calling it like some kind of apocalyptic disaster or something like that. It's on a massive scale, family, and this hits their food directly. So Mama Earth isn't playing, and I just wanted to bring this to your attention because this is the one that we know of. It shocked them so much that it even came out, it spilled over into the news. But there's so much more that's happening. Floods, fires, forest fires. So much, family. Make sure that you're not looking at what Babylon wants to tell you, but you're going deeper. Because Babylon is that person who wants to tell you everything is okay when you literally can see the world crumbling around them. And get off that Babylon timeline, family. It's really happening. And they'll reach a point. Right now, you can jump from the old to the new. There's still that space, but it will reach a point where we'll be here. And you'll literally have to learn to fly if you want to come into the new earth, because you'll have to go so far to reach it. But those are stories for other days. Tuko pamoja. Looking for a conscious community or for people, who are on their awakening journey, on their transition to an off-grid living in your country, well, we have the solution, family. We're calling it Unity Communities. We get so many emails every week from people who ask if I know of people in their region or people in their city or people in their town who are on a similar kind of journey, who have broken away or are breaking away from the religious psychosis, and they're looking for just people who think the same way in their town, in their city. But more importantly, to give us a community where we feel understood, understood, overstood, where we can bond with people of like mind. And if you feel called to be part of this, definitely email me at drmumbishow.com. Please put your country in the subject line with Unity Communities. Get in touch with me, Dr. Mumbi at drmumbishow.com, Unity Communities.